Welcome to another episode, everyone. Big Cartoon, Big Tony, formerly of Fire Trey Avalon, he had some things to say to me about the Jap 5 situation and whether or not Jap 5 went to a 50-50 yard and a PC yard. He calls me out. But he has it all wrong. What he's saying that I said in my video, I didn't say, but whatever. I'm not here to, I did say whatever I said. Let's get into it. And I'm going to go ahead and play this whole video to give you all some context, about what he says about me, so you'll understand why he's saying these things about me. Give you a little context. He says some other things here that are a little bit interesting, but he's clearly taking up for Jap 5. You may want to call it selective politicking, if you will. Let's see, man. I just did my video. These dudes, they just coming at me right now. You feel me? That's cool, though.
What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner, Tony. I'm back again. Okay. Let's get to this, because I've had people in the comments saying stuff to me about it, and I've seen other people making videos about it. This thing about this Jap being on a paroling from a 50-50 yard. Okay, one dude.
Now, so the title of his video here is "Let Me Address This Jap 5 and This 50-50 Yard Mess." That's the title of Big Toon's video. Let me address this Jap 5 and this 50-50 yard mess. Let me address this mess, he's saying. Let me address this 50-50 yard. He's talking about Jap 5. Now, when I did my video, the title of my video was, I believe, 4 Extra Goes Berserk on Jap 5, whatever. I was reacting to what 4 Extra had to say about their squabble and all that. And during that, 4 Extra happened to say that Jap was on the PC yard. I said then, I had never even heard that. I didn't. People were saying it's a clip running around of it, and this and that. I didn't even know, bro. I never even heard that he was on a 50-50 yard. So when 4 Extra said it, I addressed it right then and there. My video wasn't about that. My video was about 4 Extra going berserk on Jap 5, as the title said. And then that just happened to come out during the video, where that subject came up with 4 Extra brought it up, saying that he paroled from a 50-50 yard, etc. And I spoke on it just a little bit, but he has my words all mixed up. Big Toon.
In the comments say, Toon, you going the back for your stepson about what 4 Extra said, blah blah blah. But now when the situation come up about a 50-50 yard, don't do this or that. First off, telling me don't do this or don't do that when it come to him, you wasting your time. You're out of pocket. You're out of line. You're crazy. You know what I'm saying? I could care less about this internet stuff when it come to family, about what not to do and what to do and what not to do. Man, if you don't miss me with that bull, okay. Here it is. First off, I personally don't know what a 50-50 yard is. When I was in prison in California, they didn't have that. I was in prison back in the 80s. There wasn't no such thing as 50-50 yards, or it wasn't no such thing as what I've been hearing these people say, S and Y and all. I don't know what none of that is. First off, I don't know what it is. So I don't know exactly what the politics are about that. I've never checked into it. I've never even tried to figure it out. I don't know. But now from my
well, let me tell you, 50-50 equals 100. 50 plus 50 is 100. 100% bad. You didn't know, now you know. A 50-50 yard is no good. A 50-50 yard is PC. Now, yes, there's a difference between going to a 50-50 yard because you just want to go home and you haven't done anything wrong. These prisons are full of these 50-50 yards now. And these individuals are getting off the bus and going over there because they just want to go home. They don't want to go to this main line. The general population with these heavy politics have to stab someone, get stabbed for whatever reason. They haven't done anything wrong. They're not a snitch. They're not a chomo. You know, it's like, not to bring J Hood up again, but just to try to, bring you the difference. But of the two, if Jap went to a 50-50 yard, he went voluntarily because, hey, I want to go home. I ain't finna go over here with all these dudes, the homies, whatever, politicking. I'm going to 50-50 yard so I can go home. As opposed to, man, some individuals accusing you of snitching and they remove you from the yard, beat you up as a bloody removal, and you got to go to a PC yard, you got to go to 50-50 yard because of something that you did, some infraction, one infraction or another. Voluntarily going over there, hey man, send me over there just so I ain't gotta. That is different than you did something on the main line, general population yard, or on the street, or in the courtroom or whatever, that got you removed from a general population yard and sent over there. Yes, there's a difference between the two. Nevertheless, it's still all bad. A 50-50 yard is 100% bad. It's no good. Period. Ain't no 50-50 yards. I'll never in my life want to, you got to kill me. Ain't no 50-50 yards, bro. This is what it is. Period. This ain't no tough talk. I lived it. This is what it is. It's not happening. 50-50 yard is all bad. So he said he didn't know, they wasn't around in the 80s and the S and Y yards and the 50. He don't know what none of that is. Let me clear it up for you. 50-50 is 100% bad.
Understanding, if you on a 50-50 yard, you supposed to be no good, or S and Y yard, or whatever. Okay. If that's the California politics now, okay, that's the California politics. I just don't know nothing about it. But
okay, you reciting it pretty good. You know the politics. That's okay. Let me educate you. Let me enlighten you. That is the politics. You're no good once you hit a 50-50 yard. You have situations, I'm going to get into it. I'm going to have to do another video on this right after this. You have situations where they're giving you 7 days to get off a 50-50 yard. I heard some individuals saying, man, y'all just taking over the South Side. Y'all just adopting the Southsiders politics, man. We don't normally be tripping off that kind of stuff. No, this is what the blacks are doing, bro. Ain't got nothing to do with no Southsiders. The blacks are making their own stance on this. They have been made a stance on this. We don't have to copy anyone's politics. People have been copying our ideologies and politics for years. They usurped the politics from the BGF. We're not taking anyone's politics. We've created everything in this country, and they just usurp it and then take the credit for us. We're not taking anyone's politics. We are standing on this ourselves. I say we as if I'm in prison. I'm not in there anymore. I was just in there 4 years ago, April 19th. It'll be 4 years since I've been home. 14 days, 2 weeks. All right. Hang in there, big fella. But let me just let you know, Big Toon, yeah, they're all bad.
Now, to combat that, I could care.
Doesn't matter who's on there. It doesn't change because of the individual that's on the yard. The rules, the politics remain the same. If I look at J Hood a certain way for being on that yard, I'm going to look at everybody the same way. If it was my brother, that's on my mama, rest in peace. If it was my little brother, an individual I would give my life for right now, no hesitation. Take this chicken shit ass life. Just don't touch my brother. I give it up for him right now. If he goes to a 50-50 yard, PC, I'm going to tell him, bro, You're no good. You're no good now. You're out of the game, homie. Give it up. I don't want to hear you claiming no hood. I want to hear you talking about how you stand on business. I want to hear you talking about how you a beast, how you stick to the protocols and rules. I don't want to hear any of this stuff anymore. You're lying. You're no good. I'm not going to touch him. I still love you. I still got your back. But you're no good. You got to get out of the game. You can't be in the game around me no more. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about the game. You went bad in the game, bro. You're all bad in the game. Don't preach to me nothing about the game anymore. That's my only point. It is what it is. You are, you are. You did what you did. But don't be acting like you're this, that, and the other anymore, because you're not that. You're not that.
Less about it. You know what I'm saying? I could care less about it. When Jap left receiving, he went to the prison that they sent him to. And he stayed there and did his time. So now if that was a 50-50 prison, so be it. I'm glad he stayed there and did his time, and I'm glad he came home. You know what I'm saying? But of course, you're going to have to understand, am I biased about it? Yeah, I'm biased about it. Am I going to look at it how other people out there in the world look at it? No, I'm not. And I'm not finna sugarcoat it. I'm finna say, yeah, straight up. Yeah, I'm biased about it. Whoop-de-doo. So what? I'm supposed to not be biased about it just to try to appease y'all or make y'all feel a certain type of way about the situation? No.
No, it's not about appeasing us or making us feel a certain kind of way about it. It's about standing on whatever the rules and the protocols are, regardless of who it is. And if you don't stand on that, then that's fine. But you can never stand on it again. You can never talk about someone else being PC or 50-50 if you're going to excuse one individual for doing it based on who he is, based on the fact that you have love for him. That doesn't mean anything. I love my brother. But if you go PC, I'm going to come on here saying he's done. He's cooked. He went PC, bro. That's it.
I could care less about how y'all feel about the situation. You feel what I'm saying? This is coming from...
Okay, then you shouldn't be speaking on gang politics anymore, bro. You shouldn't be speaking on prison politics and 50-50 yards. And I don't know that he does speak on that, but you shouldn't. If it's okay for Jap 5 to do it, then it's okay for everyone to do it. Don't criticize anyone for doing it. That's it. Don't criticize anyone for doing it. Don't say that this individual is all bad for what he did if someone that you care about did the same thing and you won't call them out. That's it. That's all. It's okay to have your stepsons back, to love him. I love Jap. We're going to get to that in a minute. He's going to get on me in a minute, and I'm not going to just let it go either.
A person who really and truly loves Jap. Y'all don't love him. I do. His mama do. His brothers do. His uncles do. His aunties, his grandmother, his family do. So out of all the people I named, do you think they really care? We really care about what yard he came home from, or what y'all feel about what yard he came home from? No. Not one thing whatsoever do we care. I'm glad he's home.
That's everyone. That's everyone that's on a 50-50 yard or a PC yard. That's everyone who snitched, everyone who's a chomo, everyone who's beaten a woman. Whatever they have done, they all have mothers, grandmothers, children, fathers, stepfathers, sisters and brothers and friends that love them and want them home. So again, we have to look at that in a broader scope, that if it's okay because he has all these people that love him and wanted him home, then it's okay for everyone. That's it. It's okay for everyone. And that's fine if that's how you feel. But that has to be how you feel moving forward, that it's okay for everyone. It cannot just be okay for him because he has his family that loves him, and not okay for everyone else. It's okay for everyone. If it's okay for him, it's okay for everyone. That's all.
and he's home doing his thing. He's getting his money. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, the first day he stepped out of prison, he stepped out of prison with more money than the average person that's sitting here watching this situation on YouTube gonna get in a month, in 2-3 months. He stepped out of prison to that. So do you really think he cares about what y'all feel when it comes to whatever prison yard he came?
Everybody always got to go to money. Money, money, money. Wherever you go to money, you lost the argument. The bottom line is, bro, if you're saying that you really think about what he cares, well, that's fine. He shouldn't care about what anyone thinks. No one should about them and their life. But just don't talk from a gang perspective anymore. Because, yeah, we're going to care about what you have to say when you're talking about that particular topic and that particular culture, if you've done something within that culture that you were not supposed to do. Talk about your kids, talk about your life, talk about your wife. That's fine. But if you're talking about this, then you've lost your voice. We don't want to hear what you have to say about this if you didn't do what you were supposed to do. That's anybody, bro. Yeah, that's all.
From. And like I said in my last video, when an elephant's walking, do you think it's worried about what the ants on the ground are doing? You know what I'm saying? Now, these my words. You know, y'all might think I'm being a little harsh with it, but I'm just being 100 about it. I'm just letting you know how I feel about it. These California prison politics, like I say, where did they come from? When did they pop up? You feel what I'm saying? You know, well, I don't know what's the criteria of being on this level or this yard. Because Jap ain't never told on nobody. He ain't never ran from nobody. He ain't never punked the game. He ain't never turned down no fake. He ain't never did none of that. If it came his way, he handled it. So what is the criteria? It ain't like he went to prison and he was on some other yard and something happened and went wrong and he rolled it up or PC'd it up like I keep hearing about all these other dudes on the internet who's going to all these old funny bunny yards that they talking about. They done got jumped on, removed, or stabbed, or got whatever done to them in whatever prison they was in. And so they ended up on these other yards. See, that ain't what happened with Jab. Because one thing I know, whatever yard he was on, if drama would have came his way, he would have handled his business, man. Straight up. So then turn around, somebody send me a video of this dude, Damion Porter, a Chinaman from 11 Deuce Hoover, on the little bit he had to say. And he was saying this, that, but now in a piece of it, he was saying, okay, well, you know, Jap, I love you, but now if you parole from a 50-50 yard, you all bad, you this, that, and the other, boom, 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 give it up, stop acting tough, this, that, and the other. And I looked at it, I'm like, what? Man, are you cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Stop acting tough. For what? Man, Jap ain't never had to act tough a day in his life. He ain't never put on an act for nobody. So basically, what you talk about, you know him. Well, if you know him, you should know that. Because obviously what you're saying is, because he went to the prison that they sent him to, that he was scary? When has he ever been scary? When he was in prison the first time, he wasn't scary. When he was in the county jail, he wasn't scary. When he was on them streets doing what he was doing, he wasn't scary. So how all of a sudden now, he's scary? Or, as you say, stopped acting tough. He ain't got to act tough. He is tough. Straight up. He ain't putting on no act. So how you bring your mouth to say, don't act tough? Because anybody approach him in the wrong way, he going to handle his business. He going to handle his business. Anybody. So what you mean acting tough? Ain't nothing scary about him. Because he went to a certain prison yard, all of a sudden now he's scary? Come on, man. I used to give you more credit than that. I say I got to take that back. I mean, you know, went crazy, man. Stop acting tough. Man, the man ain't never had to act tough a day in his life. He is tough. Man, and some of these dudes, I don't know, man. Like I say.
So, you know, he said that, about me, right? And they were saying in his comments that he was wrong. Damion Porter never said Jap 5 was acting tough. He was speaking in general. The point was that once someone goes to PC, the tough guy image doesn't really hold up anymore. You might want to listen again. That's what that one got a lot of likes. They said that he's selective politicking and all that all throughout of here. Of course, that's what he's doing. But, some other people have some things to say about me saying that that's not what I said. You're wrong, Big Tune. Go listen again very carefully. He clearly said first, I don't know if it's true or not about the 50-50 yard stuff pertaining to Jap. Then said shortly after, even if it was my own brother, I would tell him, love you, little bro, but no more acting tough for you. He was speaking hypothetically at that point because he initially said he doesn't even know how true it is. So you misunderstood Chinaman Porter. He was careful with his words, and you still misunderstood him. Indeed. Because I never said that Jap 5 was acting tough. I've never said that. I never said that in the video. I don't have to go back to the video to even, I just did it yesterday or whatever, the day before. I know what I said in there. If anything, I was defending Jap throughout the video. About this stuff 4 Extra was saying about how he beat him up, and 4 Extra trying to say he doping him, and they saying that Jap 5 is clout chasing them and all that. I kept saying that's impossible. He's not clout chasing them. That they've been speaking on him forever. I went on to say that, yes, I know him and I know his father. I said that I might be, y'all might see me as, I had to put a disclaimer out there that I know him. If it sounds like I'm being a little biased or whatever, it's because I know him. Since he was a child, I said in there. So I never turned on Jap 5 or said that he was acting tough. Y'all can go look at the video. Those words never, I was indeed speaking in general. I was saying once you go to a 50-50 yard, whomever it is, because again, my video was about responding to 4 Extra and what he had to say about Jap 5. And then during that reaction, that came up. That Jeff, and again, that caught me off guard because I didn't even know it. Since then, people have been saying, man, Crip Mac was on a 50-50 yard as well. He admitted it, this and that. And he's sitting right next to 4 Extra while he's saying this. That's why he wasn't saying anything. So a lot of these dudes was on 50-50 yards, which I'm about to get into. I'm going to have to go ahead and clear this up, once again, about these 50-50 yards. And can you be okay leaving, paroling from one of those yards, depending on why you went over there. Like Jap went over there voluntarily, let's say, not because he got removed. Is that okay? I'm gonna get into that. But Tune here, and this is where I stopped the video earlier, so I don't know what else he has to say or if he said anything else. I guess I'll let it play some more. Played the whole thing anyway. But you heard what he just said. That I said that Jap 5 was acting tough. Then he goes in, he ain't acting tough. He is tough. I gave you more credit. I'm going to take it back. Why would you take the credit back? Because I'm saying something that first of all, I didn't say that, but even if I did, because I say something that you don't like, keep your credit then, bro. Don't never give it to me because I'm going to keep it real. I have to be honest about the situation. And all this going on and on about they put him on that yard, and this, that, and the other. I'll get into that. You know what I mean? I'll get into what should have happened, what could have happened, what should have happened, bro, in that situation. Since you don't really know the politics and how they work now in prison, and that's what he keeps alluding to, then since I was, not long since released from prison, again, going on 4 years, still sort of fresh in my mind what the politics are. And what I went through behind those walls, so I'll see if I can enlighten a brother in my next video. I'll go ahead and get into that next. But here I'll just say that you're wrong. I wasn't castigating Jap 5 whatsoever. Go back and look at the video, and as your commenter said, watch it carefully, listen carefully. Someone sent you the video and you just haphazardly went through it, and clearly missed the context of it all. But whatever, I'm not here to defend myself, man. You know, you ain't got to give me no credit, bro. Shout out to Big Tune. I don't have no problem with this brother. I've always given him his credit and his respect here on the channel. I don't know him personally, but I've always given him his respect. Just from, some of the things I may know about him. I know he did some time in the day. I didn't know it had been since the 80s he had been in prison, but okay, that's fine. That's a good thing, that you haven't been to prison, haven't been back to that hellhole. I know he moved out of the state or whatever. That's also a good thing, I'm sure. Get out of the chaotic lifestyle of gang politics of California. So all of that is fine. But I just think he's mistaken here, coming at me about how he lost his credit for me or taking his credit back because he's misquoting me. That's the thing. I'll stand on what I said, whatever it is, whenever I said it, I'll stand on it, bro. I say, that's what I said. That's how I feel. That's how I felt then, and that's how I feel now. And, blow my head off over it. I don't care. Do what you got to do, but that's how I feel. That's how I've always been. I'm going to stand on what I say, but don't put words in my mouth. Don't say I said something that I didn't say and then just go in on this, because the premise, your whole foundation is faulty. The reason that you're going in is faulty from the beginning, because I never said that. You see what I'm saying? So, you're putting words in my mouth and misquote me and then having a whole soliloquy about it when you go back and look and say, damn, I never even said that. That's the part that throws me off. But that's okay too. We all make mistakes, but I didn't say that, bro. And again, if anything, I was defending Jap in there, but I'm not defending the 50-50 yard. I can't do that. I'm not going to defend the 50-50 yard. I don't care who's on there. I don't care. It's all bad. Period. Straight up. I don't care. I'm never going to change my mind about that. I don't give a damn. That's all bad, bro. That's it. Accept that. Now, he's saying he don't know how the California politics work now, and that's how y'all do it. Well, let me tell you how they work. That's what it is. You can't go to a 50-50. That's how they work. That's it. Who made the politics, whether you agree with the politics or not, and this, that's neither here nor there. This is what it is. These are the rules. And if you flout them, then this is what it is for you. That's it. I got to live by these same rules, bro. We all do. And if you don't, that's okay. Just accept that that's who you are now. You're no longer that guy. That's been nullified. That's been negated. You're not some big old elephant stepping on ants. No, that's over. You're an ant now. That's it.
I ain't been in the California prison system in a long time, man. In a long time, man. So, like I say, I don't know what a 50-50 yard is. I don't know what a SNY or SNL or whatever that's called yard is. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, you got the level 4 yards. Boom, 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 boom. I've seen dudes on here kind of debate talking about those are Mexican politics. They not black politics. I don't know. I'm just saying stuff that I've been hearing.
Man, fuck out of here. Million fucking excuses, bro. You know what I'm saying? Man, man. No, I'm about to lose respect. The hell, I'm about to take some credit. The hell? No, bro. No. A million excuses as to the 50. I don't know the California politics. Okay, that's fine, bro. If you don't know, I'm about to enlighten you. You haven't been in prison in 40 years, I'll enlighten you. No problem. I'll tell you what it is. I just paroled from a level 4 yard. I'll tell you what's going on there. I'm in communication with them daily right now. I'll tell you what's going on. Then it's, I'm hearing this, the Mexican politics. And, bro, just a million excuses. Whosever politics it is, whatever the reason is for these politics, who came up with these rules, none of that matters. If we did get it from the Mexicans, That doesn't matter at this point. What matters is that these are what the rules are. Wherever we got them from, this is what it is. Everyone agrees on it. And either you down with this or you are not. Either you're going to abide by this or you are not. That's it. That's all that matters. Everything else is a distraction and a smokescreen. Damn where it came from. Damn how much you know about it. It wasn't happening when you was there. That was in the 80s. Yeah, it's happening now. This is what's going on now. I don't care if it wasn't going on 5 years ago. This is what's going on now. And now they say if you go to 50-50 yard, it's all bad. That's it. There's no way around it.
Know whose politics they are. But like I said, they weren't the politics when I was in prison, not for the blacks. Really, not for nobody, because they didn't have them type yards. So now all of a sudden, all these years that went by, now out of nowhere, blacks then came up with these certain politics to where if you on a certain type yard, you ain't no good? Or is it like I've been hearing, they just running behind copying what the Mexicans doing? I don't know. I don't know.
Well, let me tell you again, we're not copying anyone, bro. Before these 50-50 yards, they had SNY yard, just straight PC. SNY stands for sensitive needs yard. SNY, sensitive needs yard. Meaning you have sensitive needs, meaning that you need protection. PC. Toon says he never even heard of that. He never even heard of a PC yard before. What is it, SNY, SNL, whatever it is. And I hear that they following behind. Okay, so Jap 5 doesn't agree with the politics? Is that why he went over there? Because he wants to challenge the politics and where they came from? Is that what you're saying? Because that's what you're doing now. You're challenging the politics. I don't know where they came from. People saying if that's how they politicking now, okay, whatever. Yes, that's how we politicking now, bro. Damn where it came from. Oh, that's an excuse. Or hurricane. This is what they're standing on now. That's it. That's the only thing you need to get through your head, everyone. This is what's being stood on. Where it came from, why it came from there, it's neither here nor there. The only thing that matters is this is what the rules and the protocols are. We can challenge every rule and every protocol and say we're going to flout them because we don't agree with them or where the rule came from. I don't agree with most of the laws in this country. But if I don't abide by them, there are consequences. I want to know where these laws came from. I do know where the laws came from, but I want to know where the laws came from and why they were implemented and how they affect me. My propensity is to flout the law because it's not universally applied, so I don't believe in it. Like Donald Trump is getting away, 34-time felon, still in the White House, even though he's in the Epstein files, because the law is not universally applied. It's only applied to me and my people and people that look like me, so-called minorities in this country, not of the world, because we are the majority in the world. Understand that. But I still have to abide by these laws, whether I like them or not. I can't just flout them without suffering some sort of consequence. Well, this is no different. Regardless of why this rule/law is in place, it's there. Regardless of whether or not you agree with the law. If you don't agree with it, then get out of the game. Say the game is no good. They falling behind Mexican politics. I don't want no more parts of this. I'm done banging. I'm going to 50-50. That's cool. But you can't go over there and still be turned up and hit the streets turned up, and now you still a gang member. No, you done with the gang. You said you don't like the gang politics. You don't like these politics. They getting the politics for the Mexicans. They doing this. And I'm cool with these gangs. I'm done. I bowed out because y'all all watered down. Y'all fake. Y'all phony. Y'all getting politics from somewhere else. Y'all can't think for yourselves. 15 and 16-year-olds came up with these rules. All this other stuff people saying now when they get caught their hand in the cookie jar. Okay, fine. I'm out of the game because of that. Because I don't agree with these rules. But you cannot disagree with the rules that were put into place by this culture, by these members, flout the rules, and then say that you're still a part of this culture. You're still a part of this membership. Not if you're not agreeing by these rules. You're no longer a part of it.
Because I'm quite sure it's a whole bunch of dudes running around these yards, these so-called tough yards, that really ain't about that life for real. They just happen to be on them yards, and their number ain't got called yet. Yeah. I bet it's a whole bunch of them on these so-called tough yards that ain't got the heart Jap got. They number just ain't been called yet. But hey, like I say, you want to call me biased about it? You can call me biased about it. But at the end of the day, I don't really know what a 50-50 yard is and don't care. I'm glad he home. You feel what I'm saying? I'm glad he home and could care less about him trying to prove something to a bunch of people who really don't got his back anyway. I'm glad he home doing this thing. And while these same people sitting around talking about some about a 50-50 yard, he gonna keep rising, getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until he's through the roof, not caring about none but no suckers talking about. Is what it is, it was what it was, man, it's gonna be what it's gonna be, you know? 50-50 yard, you no good, man, please. And then some of the people that I'm hearing talk about him on this internet in the last few days, they name been all up in the mix about stuff that been going on with them in the county jails and in prison and all this and that. So hey man, don't throw rocks when you live in a glass house. So anyway, like I say, 50-50 yard, 40-60, 70-30, 10-90. I don't give a goddamn what the number is. I'm glad my boy home. Straight up. Peace. I'm out.
So am I. Welcome home, Jap. Welcome home, Jap 5. Stay free, bro. Like as I've said before. I don't know who he's referring to there, that some dudes make videos in the last few days. They got some things going on in the county jail and the penitentiary themselves. He's certainly not talking about me. I'll say that much. I don't know who he's talking about, but he's not talking about me. If you got something, pull it out. Anyone on the internet got something on me behind those walls that I did wrong, pull it out. You're going to quickly be proven wrong. Quickly. You can't name the time, the date, where this supposed that it happened at, who was there. They're going to quickly tell you, bro, you lying. You can't smut him up from behind those walls. That's out. So pull it out. Whoever you talking about, pull it out. Make it clear who you talking about. Don't imply, don't insinuate. Make it clear who you talking about. Don't just, leave something hanging out there like you could be referring to me. What you talking about? What we on? Pull it out. What I did in the county jail that was wrong, or the penitentiary that was wrong, some smut I got on me. Pull it out. Shit, you'll never find it. It doesn't exist, bro. So you ain't talking about me, homeboy. No 50-50 yards for me. Stayed tall through it all. Now, listen. Again, whatever, man. I ain't got no problem with this dude. You know what I'm saying? He's misquoting me. I didn't say that. You know what I mean? But whatever. He can think whatever he wants to think. Just for my viewers, I never said that. Go back and look at the video. I'm not against Jap 5. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get into all that. I don't have to. You know what I never threw Jap 5 under the bus. All I said was I didn't even know nothing about him being on the 50-50. And then I did go and say, but whoever was on there, it's all bad. I'm not going to change my stance on it. I just sat here and made videos on J Hood about a 50-50 yard, the 50-50 yard being no good. And then when Jap 5, when word comes in that Jap 5 was on one, now I'm coming on here talking about, on second thought, they're not all that bad, bro. Depending on what you went over there for, no. I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? Nah, no, sir. So that's it, man. That's what Tune had to say. Big Tony, Foundation Nation. It's the name of his channel. Go check it out. Again, stay home, stay free, Jap 5. Big Tony, shout out to you, bro. And I'll do a video right now on a 50-50 again and try to explain a few things. They saying Crip Mac was on there as well. I'm going to go ahead and speak on that real quick. See if we can clear this up once and for all, these 50-50 yards and what's really going on with them, bro. So that we're clear. That's all. We just need to be clear on it. But all right, let me know what you think in the comments. That's Big Tony. Saying what he had to say about Jap 5, about 50-50 yards and where the politics came from and, whatever. He never heard about it. And he's just glad that Jap 5 is home, which we all are, bro. Ain't nobody saying you got to be tough in there and kill some people to be on the main line, be in general population. Nobody trying to send nobody on no foolish missions. You know what I mean? I want all my brothers home. You know why nobody wants you to be no crash dummy, trying to prove something to someone. You don't have anything to prove. As I said in my other videos, Jap 5 got videos going viral of him fighting. I said he went in the dorm and fought. How was he nervous? He went in there. I said he defended him throughout the whole video, bro. You know what I mean? People were saying, like, man, you sure taking up for your little homie, And I was in some ways, in many ways. So I'm not throwing that man under the bus, never threw him. I'm not one of these content creators, Tune, that's against Jap 5. Looked at the video and misinterpreted it or didn't really digest exactly what was going on in its entire context. And then it took to the internet and threw me out there on some stuff I didn't even say. But that happens too, bro. None of us are perfect. Stay safe and stay free, people.